We're celebrating several milestones this year. First of all, 50 years ago, we came out with the Prototype 1, which was not just Korg's first synthesizer, but actually the first Japanese-made synthesizer. So we celebrate that in 2018. Another anniversary we're celebrating this year is the birth of the M1 and the birth of the workstation, okay? And we've seen a lot of iterations since then, moving up through the line, through the O1s, and I'm gonna miss some, the T3s, and the Trinity, and the Triton, and of course now we've got the Kronos. So another anniversary we're celebrating this year, also a very important one. It's been 5 years since we released our first set of Volcas. Volca series, incredibly popular. Tens of thousands of users around the world collect them. Nobody buys just one. They like to integrate them, and as part of that, we're going to be showing you a little bit of that as well. Because at this show, we are debuting the 8th installment of Volca, and it's the Volca Mixer. The Volca Mixer is a Volca formatted product with 4 channels total. It's got isolation, expander, compression, and it powers up to 3 Volcas. Comes with everything that you need to do that in the box. Okay, so all the cabling you need to audio sync it and to power it. Comes with an adapter. Basically creates a perfect environment for Volca performance. And to help demonstrate that, I would like to introduce you to another one of our artists for this event, Nobs. So please go. Let's do it. Give it up for Nobs on the Volca Mix. Thank you very much, sir. It's actually a good time to mention that all of these products and all of their configurations are available out on the new displays right outside the room here. If you guys are interested in any custom video, we have an army of product specialists, all well trained on all of this product, that can answer your questions, can get you some video, and so on and so forth. I'd like to bring up a couple of people, very important people to Korg, and it's basically our analog team. Okay? Analog is a very, very important category for us, and we have some of the top talent making these products. I'd first like to introduce you to a gentleman who has been working for Korg for quite a while. He was part of the Minilog and the Monologue projects, okay? One of the engineers. And his name is Yoshihito Yamada. Yoshihito. Our next engineer's name I'm going to butcher because it's not in my notes, so I apologize. But we have another gentleman who has just joined Korg a little while ago. He was also part of the Prologue project along with Yoshi for short. Is that okay? Yeah. Thank you. And he hails from Canada, speaks perfect Japanese, And these two are really the dynamic duo behind all of our analog products, including the Vulcan mixer and of course the Prologue, which you're about to see. And I'd like to introduce Etienne. Etienne, thank you very much. Etienne, please give your full name, since I have a hard time with it.
Etienne Noro-Hébert.
And that's why. Thank you very much. So Analog for All is a tagline that we'll be using. It's very important to us because what we want to do is we want to bring products to market that are for everyone. We started with the Mini-Log, which is not just a keyboardist's keyboard. It is just a perfect form factor for anybody who's interested in getting started in analog synthesis. The slimline keys, the interface, the all-new signal path. It's not a recreation, it's a completely new synthesizer. Did the same thing with Monologue in the mono format. And now, here we are with the Prologue. So I'm going to turn it over to these guys, and let them do a little bit of a demonstration for you. And if you'd like, we'll have a Q&A right after this, so please hold your questions, and thank you very much. Guys, take it away.
Hi everyone. I'm current head of analog synthesizer team, and I worked on Mini-Log and Monologue with Mr. Takahashi these years, and as James said, I designed all hardware for Prologue.
Yeah, I joined, well, my name again, Etienne Noro-Hébert. I joined Korg just over a year ago, and so I worked on the Prologue, and I'm a software engineer, so I worked on the OS side of things and on all the digital signal processing that's involved in the Prologue.
Firstly, let me introduce Prologue. Prologue is not your typical monster sheet. Prologue inherits of all the ease of use and the spirit of our members of log series. However, we refined and redesigned all circuitry, so you'll find the sound has evolved. Let me play some analog sound.
So beyond the amazing analog circuitry and complete redesign, we decided to push things further and add a digital engine next to each of the voices. We call that engine multi-engine because it's quite flexible. It has a variety of noise colors, has a VPM oscillator, which is a variable phase modulation oscillator, which gives a very rich harmonics and a very crisp digital aspect that's some sounds that you wouldn't do with normal VCOs. And also a user section, which is loaded with a wavetable oscillator. And so that brings like a very distinct digital sound into the analog world of the Prologue, and it blends surprisingly well together. And on the effects section, we gave it quite the luxury treatment. We have really high quality effects, lots of modulation effects, and lots of reverbs and delays to choose from. Yeah, I'll just give you a quick. So yeah, we have really great effects in there. Additionally to that, there's also, we opened the platform. So there's an SDK, which is aimed at developers. So we're thinking hobbyists, programmers, professionals, and possibly third-party companies, with which we collaborate, to make actually original content, new oscillators and new effects that users would be able to load into their Prologue. So yeah, there will be more detailed release about that further. But yeah, now Yamada-san will demonstrate you the total sound, not just the analog part, but all the digital parts together with the analog. And you'll see it blends really well together.
Thank you for listening.
That was amazing.
Before we move on, just a word on the state of things at Korg. Mr. Takahashi's legacy at Korg is more than all his inspiring instrument he created, but also the reverse of our dedicated analog synthesizer team infused by his idea of democratization of analog and direct intuitive interfaces and carefully selected limitations that breed creativity. This team can count on the arcane knowledge of veteran engineers as well as the modern approach brought by younger generation of engineers, pro enthusiasts for synthesizers. So I'm excited and confident about our future, and there will be many more inspiring synthesizers will come. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Could you talk a little bit about the filter that you chose for the Prologue?
Talk about the filter.
This filter is two-pole, but very big and broad sound. So the sound has very wide bottom range. So please hear.
Okay.
The filter can self-oscillate, and as you said, it has a very low, like the lows come out really well.
Incredible. Thank you. Thank you guys both. Can we get another round of applause for Yoshi and the team, please? You guys bring on the Prologue.